Aloha, YouTube investors. How is everybody doing today? My name is David Yansen. Welcome to my channel. Today is March 10th. It is Wednesday, 2021, and we are going to be looking at Costco, the retail giant here in the US, and they do have warehouses around the world, but we're going to be looking at them in this video. They just announced their earnings last week, Thursday, on March 4th. So we're going to be doing a quick stock analysis summary of the company. The ticker symbol is COST, cost for Costco. But first, remember to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Also, like the video. There's a thumbs up button for you to like the video. Thank you. I do appreciate everybody that has already subscribed to my channel, continues to like my videos and follow my channel. And like I said, and I say in all my videos, feel free to share with your family and friends as well. And also remember, I am not a financial advisor, an economist, or an accountant, so please do your own research before investing in the stock market because it can be risky. So, but here in my Fidelity account, I do own a little bit of Costco, of that company. My Fidelity account is actually up for the day. If you guys have been following the U.S. stock market, you know the last couple of weeks have been not just volatile, but have been kind of trading down. And so I took that opportunity to add a little bit to some of my positions. And one of those companies was Costco. I think I put $20 or $30 into it. So like I say in all my videos, I don't have a lot of money. I definitely don't have a lot of money to invest. So I'm kind of doing the best I can, and the majority of my portfolios, not just Fidelity, but my Robinhood growth portfolio and my Roth IRA, which is with M1 Finance, those ones I've probably bought the majority of my shares with fractional shares as well too. So Fidelity is on the same lines with Robinhood and M1 Finance as far as zero commissions and fractional shares. So in September of last year, I decided to move my M1 Finance individual account from M1 Finance over to Fidelity. So right around the 3-minute and 30-second mark, you'll see a link pop up in the corner here where you can see it'll say closed M1 Finance account. So if you want to see the process that I took in moving, transferring everything from one brokerage to another, you can check that out. But originally I had started this account with M1 Finance, like I said, in July of 2019 as an individual account, as a dividend portfolio. So, and I do have other videos, kind of my winners and losers that I do about every week or every other week on these three different brokerage accounts if you care to check that out. So, but as far as Costco is concerned, you can see here the stock at the end of the U.S. trading day was at $323. It was up over 1.5%. For myself personally, that total gains is up 1.16%, and I own just over one share at 1.397 shares. So like I said, I don't have a lot of money, so starting late investing, like I started in my 40s, now I'm 45, I'm trying to be as diversified as possible, so that's why I have about 59 holdings. And most of them are dividend growth type companies, and Costco is one of those companies. So my average share price is $320 and some change, which gives me this nice return as of right now. But the stock has been kind of trading on the low. So my personal opinion, if you don't own anything in Costco, check them out because they are a solid company. We're going to look at the numbers and you're going to see how much revenue growth they have been doing. So, and as far as the stock price growth is concerned, you can see over the last year it has grown over 5.5%. And if you were so lucky to get into this company 10 years ago, you have grown over 320%. 5 years ago, over 108%. So really, really good company to invest in as they continue to grow revenues. As far as year to date, they are down 15%. So there is lots of room for this company to start trending back up like it typically does. And it does have these, if you check any type of chart, advanced chart, you'll see where it drops down for a little while and then all of a sudden it bounces back up. Why does it do that? I don't know. Maybe people are trimming their positions. Maybe they're taking profits because you do get a dividend. And in fact, let's look at that right here on Seeking Alpha. You do get a dividend from Costco. And then you also get some nice capital gains as well too, because they do have growing revenues. So, but as far as their dividend is concerned, the yield isn't the greatest, but it is 0.88%, under 1%. Every single year, depending on how many shares or fractional shares that you own in the company, you'll get $2.80. So if you own 50 shares, you'll get 50 times $2.80. If you're like me and you only own 1.3 shares, you get the fractional shares, and the one share gets $2.80. So this last year, Costco did a special dividend to everybody who owned shares of Costco. You got a special dividend payment of $10, and they had done that previously before. I think it had been 4 or 5 years previously, so maybe in the next 4 or 5 years they'll do another special dividend. The great thing about them being a dividend growth company is that their payout ratio is super low, so that's how we know that their dividend has tons of room to grow. And according to Seeking Alpha, the 5-year growth rate is over 12%. So 28% is super, super low as a payout ratio. That is actually really amazing, where most companies sit in the 50s and the 60s. Ideally, you'd like to get into a company where their payout ratio is under 60%, especially if you're looking for long-term dividend payments. So Costco is just amazing at under 30%. Dividend growth in number of years is 16 years, so you got to know that they're going to make it to dividend aristocrat status, which would be 25 years. They're just a really great company, and people don't just like the company, but they like what the company does and what they have to offer. And just really quickly right here, quarterly you're going to get 70 cents. So whether it's a fraction of the 70 cents or one share every single quarter is 70 cents is what Costco will pay you. But like I said, people absolutely love this company. You can go in there if you're a family. You can just buy large quantities of food. You can also get your car serviced. You can buy travel plans with them through their travel agency. You can do the Costco car where you can buy a car at Costco. You can get appliances, refrigerators, TVs. You can get computers. You can they have MacBooks, Samsung products. You can get it all basically at Costco. Pharmacy as well too. You can have your pharmacist, your doctor, send your prescription to the pharmacist over there at Costco. So we're really well diversified, and I do consider them, in my opinion, one of those companies that people follow like a cult. So you've got Starbucks. People absolutely love Starbucks. They can't do without Starbucks. You've got Apple. People have been religiously following Apple since they launched their first iPhone. I believe it was in 2007, and they've upgraded every single year. Of course, you're going to see even more upgrades with Apple now that they've got the 5G phone that was launched this last year. And then you also have Amazon. So some people before the pandemic didn't leave their house to go out and buy things. They just bought things on Amazon. And Costco is kind of the same way. And I don't know if it was like this where you live, but here in Honolulu, last year the lines were wrapped around the parking lot a couple times, people waiting to get inside the store. They were trying to social distance by only allowing so many people in the store at one time. So you could have waited 45 minutes to over an hour to actually get inside there. But you just get these huge, large quantities of supplies. So if you're a family, you're getting a giant can of corn or a large box of fruit or several boxes of cereal and a couple gallons of milk, all at a discounted price because you pay this membership fee. So whether you pay $60 a year or you pay $120 a year, depending on your membership status, that's what allows you to get into Costco. And that's another reason why I like them, is because they are subscription based. Now their subscription membership doesn't make up, and we'll look at it here in just a second, doesn't make up as much as their sales do, their net sales do, but it is another way that they are always going to have growing revenues because people are paying this membership fee to get into the store. And they also have gas as well too. Gas here in Honolulu is like $3.30 a gallon. At Costco you can get the premium for like $3.15 a gallon, so almost 15 cents cheaper. And of course it's probably fluctuated since I've last went to the gas station. But anyway, let's go ahead and look at Alpha Street here to do the quick analysis of the company. Alpha Street is a website that I use from time to time when they put together this info, what they call an infograph, alpha graphs. They don't do it for every single company, but for the ones that they do, I'll do these videos, especially if I own shares or a little bit of the company. So this is for quarter 2. Like I said, it was announced on March 4th of this year, 2021. Revenue grew 15%, over $44 billion. That's amazing. Billion is what I said. Net income grew over $950 million. That was up 2%. And then operating income grew as well too, up 6%, over $1 billion. So like I said, growing revenues with this company. Definitely want to take a look into them now that the company is trading down. It would be a nice place to start. I don't know how much longer it's going to stay down. And like I said, with most of these brokerages offering fractional shares, you can start with $20 or $100, or you can just go in with one full share or 10 shares if you have the money for $323 what the stock is trading at. And Alpha Street always does this segment breakdown. So for this graph, they have segment revenue breakdown for Costco. Net sales grew 15%. Membership fees grew 8%. Comparable sales, the United States grew over 11%, and the largest was e-commerce, which grew over 75%. So you can order online with Costco. You can either go through Instacart. They have a partnership with Instacart where you can use that app to order your groceries. I don't know that you can order a refrigerator or tires or something like that through Instacart and have that delivered to your house, but you can still go onto Costco's website or in their app, order online, and then drive up and pick up groceries or pick up those tires and a refrigerator, depending, or a TV. I actually saw somebody trying to shove what looked to be like a 75-inch television into their small hatchback Tesla. And it wasn't going to make it, so I think they'd gone inside to buy some bungee cords or something like that. I don't know if I want to strap a television to the top of my Tesla, though. But those types of things you can buy online and then pick up at the store, as well as groceries. And then as far as comp sales are concerned, you can see quarter by quarter growth. Of course, here in quarter 3 of 2020 is when the stores were closed for a certain time, so it was kind of down there, but then it grew very quickly, shot up as soon as stores were open again, and not just here in the United States, but around the world. So you can see how much their sales have grown. A little bit of a level off here for quarter 2 of 2021, but they are in the consumer defensive side, so they're always going to have people shopping at their stores. As far as their warehouses are concerned, they do have over 800 warehouses around the world, led by the United States and Puerto Rico with over 150, and then Canada has 103. And they do have one in China right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if they had already planned to open up a couple more in a couple of the other larger cities, or maybe the medium-sized cities in China. And they've got Australia covered. They've got South America covered. Oh, actually, it's not South America. I'm sorry. They've got Europe with Spain and United Kingdom and France, and then Japan, Korea, and Taiwan as well, too. And I was actually surprised when I first started looking into Costco, the beginning of 2020, that they had 39 stores in Mexico. That just really, really surprised me that they would have 39 stores in Mexico. So, but anyway, looking at some other things here, their merchandise costs actually went down, so revenues were up, but cost was actually down 15%. They do have over $7.5 billion in long-term debt, but that can easily be paid off with their cash equivalents, which is over $8.6 billion. So, strong balance sheet for Costco, and like I said in another video, they create a lot of urgency when you go into their stores, because some of their items they might not have they don't bring in the same products every single week or every single month. So for me, last year I went in there and I saw a pair of Adidas tennis shoes for like $25, and there were like 2 or 3 in my size that were still left, and then there were just a few scattered boxes around and other sizes that don't fit me. So I bought them, $25 for a pair of Adidas running tennis shoes. And the next week when I went back, they weren't selling any tennis shoes at all. So they create that urgency when you walk into their store, because they might not have that product the next day. So yes, they have lots of televisions, but will they have that same Sony one that you were looking at the previous week or the previous month? Will they have the same tablet that you were looking at the previous week or the previous month? And I'm not sure if it extends all the way to grocery, but I'm assuming the same thing. One week or 1 month they might offer, lamb, and then they don't have lamb anymore for whatever reason. They might turn it over to, I don't know, ribs or something like that. I think their beef and stuff like that is always regularly consistent, the same. I don't buy too much of grocery at Costco because I am by myself. I'm more on the toiletry side, paper towels, toilet paper, and then soap and shampoo and things like that, because it'll last me like 6-8 months. So there's another advantage for shopping at Costco, and it saves you a lot of money at $60. And for families, for $60 a year, they're easily getting that $60 back. So look into the company if you haven't already. I'll have a couple other videos here in just a moment. I'll be doing Neo and one other company in a video. And then I believe it's at the end of this week, I'll be doing my winners and losers for this week from my M1 Finance, Fidelity, and my Robinhood portfolio, so stay tuned for those. So subscribe if you haven't already. Don't forget to like the video and share with your family and friends. Mahalo and aloha, everybody.